Do not go out and live as an upright corpse, and instead thrive for another type of suicide. There exists what I like to call 3 planes of existence for the individual that differ based off the philosophies that each of them contain. First, there's the working man. He cannot truly be called a man as much as he is simply the body for the use of another. This another being perhaps someone close to him who he disdains, a governing body such as his boss or employer, and maybe even a belief that he truly can't call his own. He works tirelessly, refuses to face his lack of personality, has no life affirmative actions that exist outside the desires of the other, and simply exists as a faulty Prometheus, one who ought to bring the light of himself to others, but ends up being the receiver. His will is overpowered by the psychoanalytical other. He is dominated entirely and has no form of constructive reasoning beside instinct. He is pitifully trapped by something of perhaps artificial value that prevents him from facing his shadow and realizing what he's finally become, pushing the thoughts of conformity day by day until they either silence themselves or catch up to him in his final moments, only for him to realize he is already a decomposed corpse, a pathetic man, one without a body. Then there is the conscious man. He is made of the same body of the working man and therefore susceptible to the same faults. However, he has revolutionized his life through the confrontation of his shadow and introspection. Then there is the conscious man. He's made of the same body of the working man and is therefore susceptible to the same faults. However, he has revolutionized his life through the confrontation of his shadow and his introspection. This type of individual is conscious of the faults of the working man and contrastingly strives to create his own sense of identity. First, he reflects on his current state of being, what he believes in, who and what he admires, who he is now and who he can become. It is somewhere in this line of questioning where he realizes that he is capable and that many of the things he previously thought to be valuable were only chains tugging at his feet. After his discovery of who he likes to be, he tries to embody that every day. Maybe he works out, eats healthy, writes, reads, and pursues forms of expression. He's proud, confident, and inspiring to others. He feels alive not only through the fruition of his actions, but is motivated by the simple joy he finds in chasing it. This progression, he understands, is the true reward. The artificial value held in the eyes of the working man is diluted, and the conscious individual values the embodiment of who he wants to become over anything else. Unexpectedly, however, this path can be a bit tricky. There are pitfalls of narcissism littered all throughout one's progress if they do not treasure humility or collectivism. Sacrificing others, perhaps to even do something fulfilling, is not sustainable in the long run and inevitably leads to a terrible isolation. With this isolation and egoism, the thirst for annihilation begins. Annihilation doesn't necessarily mean suicide. Rather, it is the dissolving of a central body. Once a man has been blinded by his pride, the fact that the satisfaction arising from the progress of the self is no longer satisfactory. He already has it all. He is better than anyone else, and nobody but him is truly capable. Take pity on an individual like this. They are far too lonely and deluded to share the luxury of loving another. He is either consciously or unconsciously haunted by the need to annihilate himself. Define self-affirmation through another source, for his current ones have wrung dry in the flame of pride and ego. He is either consciously or unconsciously haunted by the need to annihilate himself, the need to find self-affirmation through another source, for his current ones have wrung dry in the flame of pride and ego. We need love. We need to be selfless, and lying to oneself and saying otherwise is perhaps the greatest sin one can ever commit. Annihilation of the self, the I, is not to escape samsara, give your life to Jesus, or devote yourself to that boundless presence you feel during prayer. It is not religious, it is humanist. You must see others as an extension of yourself. Allow for your will to refract in the will of others and reveal yourself through the way you interact with them. It is this dissolving of the ego which allows one to express and thrive outside of their domain of influence. You should despise the praise of self-affirmation through individualism, not making sacrifices for the ones you love, believing you can be a leader solely through being an egotistical asshole and prioritizing things with artificial value over what you truly love is being prideful of your cowardice. Loving others is loving yourself. Sacrificing things for others will be paid back 100 times over. Do not commit the suicide of the working man. Commit yourself to something beyond you. Tell that person you love them. Take that time out of your day to craft something for another, or write them something small, just like a card or something. Whatever it is, remember to be humble and retain the same self-reflection as you once did. Whatever it is, remember to be humble and retain the same self-reflection as you once did. Love the world and be expressive. You only have one life, so live every day as if you were to relive it forever. Pick up a flower on the sidewalk and kiss it. Kneel on the ground and weep in admiration of its beauty. Hold the hand of someone you love and savor every moment, for it is the only one that truly exists. Know that you are capable of love and of being loved. I care about you, dear viewer, so do yourself a favor and love yourself through loving others as well.